This is Hannibal here from The Hannibal TV. On YouTube, a lot of questions were answered today in an interview with Brook Hogan, the daughter of the late Hulk Hogan, and Bubba the Love Sponge, the guy who was living with, who allowed Hulk Hogan to live with him for a period of time and recorded Hogan having sex with his ex-wife, which he had allowed. According to what he alleges, and apparently Brooke agrees with this, although he did record them, he did not leak the tape. All very weird, but it's clear that Brooke supposedly called him out of the blue today on his show, and they discussed some very interesting things. It is noteworthy that so far, apparently, according to Brooke, she has not been invited to any of the WWE tributes for Hulk Hogan. She was not invited to SummerSlam either. Now we know more why after this interview. She was against Hulk Hogan marrying this Sky person. So, and Hogan didn't go to Brooke's wedding. There was a lot of tension related to that. She actually feels that Hogan's second wife took better care of him, and both Brooke and Bubba feel that he likely wouldn't have died if he had been with someone like the second wife. They both find it weird that there's no autopsy in this situation, considering that several people, including Jimmy Hart, claim that they were with him in the days before and he was doing fine. So yes, okay, apparently his heart failed. He has a history of heart issues, but if he was doing so well and the heart failed, wouldn't you want some confirmation? It's not like money is an issue on getting an autopsy. That is weird. Brooke says she had no idea he had leukemia. She finds it bizarre that that's just coming out. She says that Sky is a Scientologist in good standing. According to her research, Sky is involved in Scientology. She is against his inner circle not keeping people informed of how severe his illness was. People like Jimmy Hart, Bischoff, Sky, not letting the fans know, because say what you want, if you're not religious, you'll laugh. I respect religion. I really respect religion, and I do believe in God. I have to, because I've had my life saved myself by God. The reason she stated why she wished they hadn't kept it so secretive, not only for her to know more, but for the fans, is because for religious people, prayer helps. If you're praying for someone, maybe God will answer the prayers and save the person. So she also feels like them keeping the severity of his condition and just keeping on saying, oh, everything's fine, he's fine, nothing to worry about, that they should have been more honest with people and allowed people to pray for him. She did not get along with Sky, as I mentioned. She feels that he got married to Sky way too soon. Apparently, 10 years ago, they found that he had a calcified aortic valve. So again, say what you want about this beer. Again, he apparently became a Christian, then went right into this beer company. Went right into promoting beer, which to me, I know Jesus turned water into wine and stuff, but to me, it's not very Christian like to go into beer sales, because alcohol destroys a lot of people's lives. And if you watch Hogan's video on showing his fridge and gym, at that point he claimed he was 6 months sober, and I've heard him in other interviews say that alcohol was the cause of all of the big issues in his life. So whatever money he was paid for the beer company, a guy with a calcified or aortic valve, I don't think it was a good idea. My personal opinion, for him to be back drinking beer as much as he was in the years before his death. I don't think that helped. And I'm not I've drank my fair share of beer in my life. Trust me on that. But I don't think it was good for him to go into the beer business. I don't think whatever money he made was worth it. Apparently, at one point in time, Hogan was wanting to make Big Show a famous boxer, and he was prioritizing that above Brooke's music career. Because the Big Show ended up not being any good at boxing, that whole thing fell through. And of course, Big Show ended up having a fake boxing match, I think, against Mayweather at a WrestleMania. Apparently, Brooke says Hogan was once quoted as saying if he could go back in time, he would not have had any kids, which hurt her. He used the excuse he didn't want to leave the beach in Clearwater as to why he never attended her wedding. She almost died while giving birth to her twins recently, which was a C-section birth. There was issues with that. He was not at all involved in the birth of the twins. She says Linda has a deep hatred for Hulk Hogan. She understands why Linda hates him so much because he cheated so much. And Brooke says she personally would not have stayed by someone that cheated so much. And she said they both her and Bubba said that I guess Linda came up with like the rips within the shirt, that style of shirt, and had a lot to do with some of the business stuff that was successful with Hulk. So although she is a bitch in a lot of ways, and one of the reasons why Brooke didn't want anything to do with Hulk Hogan's will is because she didn't want to deal with Linda or Scientology. Although she is getting some insurance money, she does understand Linda's hatred for Hogan. Apparently, he cheated on her all the time. Linda's mad at her about some things that she didn't even do. And Linda has alcohol issues. She did date one of Brooke's high school friends, and she says, God bless that kid. It was a bad way to go out. Anyways, Brooke seems to have her head screwed on the most. I mean, where I lost a lot of respect for Nick, yeah, I get it. You can make one mistake. You drive drunk, you paralyze someone, but then he got another DUI after that. And he's being like branded by WWE as like the new Hulk Hogan representative at all of these things. I don't know if Sky has made any appearances, but Sky, yeah, she's hot, but it just seems like she's like the latest woman that just happened to be banging him and ended up getting into his life in the last few years of his life. So she's lucky. Brooke says she doesn't have any of his memorabilia, and she is disappointed in that. She says she would have taken better care of it, and she has no idea what's going to happen to all of his memorabilia and how much of it Sky has already tucked away. Apparently, Brooke has also been back signed to a record label, and she is a house decorator. I forget the exact term for it, and she's dating she's married and has kids with a former NHL hockey player that I guess played most of his time in the minor leagues. But they seem happy, and God bless them. I don't have any issues with Brooke. I wish her well, and this was very entertaining. I'm sorry for the people that don't like me finding this interesting, but I find these type of details very interesting. I don't necessarily like Bubba, but I do like Brooke. So let me know what you guys thought of this interview in the